Alrighty, welcome everybody. Today we are going to go over our crisis management plan. And this is just going over procedures for things like fire drills, shelter in place. God forbid, we have an active shooter on campus. So we're going over this just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And we all know what our roles are in the different emergencies. So by the end of the day, you guys will explain appropriate responses to campus emergencies and understand which protocol applies to each scenario. Understand how emergency communication will occur and how to receive and act on official instructions. Identify your specific role during a crisis based on your position. Raptor Alert, which is very important, which will be our primary communication platform, and how to interact with first responders, how to recognize them, and work cooperatively with them during emergency incidents. Alrighty, so all of you should already have your Raptor Alert downloaded on your phone. You can attach it to your HISD email, and then you simply pick Northside High School. So what does Raptor Alert do? It notifies all staff of emergencies immediately and simultaneously. So we should all be getting the alerts at the same time. Also, if you allow text messages, you'll also get a text message as well as an alert. This initiates any of the following: a lockdown, a secure, a shelter, or an evacuate. I know that I plan on using this for our fire drills to evacuate. It's just an easier way to communicate that's a lot less disruptive. But that's for fire drills, obviously. This communicates your instructions. So if I or anybody else has something that needs to be communicated across all channels, it'll be done through Raptor. And then it also delivers an official all clear when the situation is resolved. There's more on the all clear section based off of what we're dealing with, because that's not the case for every situation. But of course, we will specify. So the staff expectations is, first of all, to have it on your phone, to always follow the instructions communicated, and do not rely on rumors or word of mouth, and especially not social media during these incidents. Wait, I know in these moments it can be incredibly anxiety inducing or nerve wracking. You have kids that are scared. You're trying to manage your own emotions on top of theirs, worrying about yourself, thinking about your family, etc. But it's important that you guys wait for official instructions before changing location or resuming normal activities. Do not ever act or communicate unverified information, because that's how panic ensues and things get out of control. So the purpose of this quite long training is just to make sure that we're hitting all of the important pieces of emergency or disaster planning. You have to plan for all emergencies and disasters, even though they most likely won't happen. It's never a good idea to get caught unprepared, right? So be ready so you don't have to get ready. It's one of our famous sayings. So our emergencies can be unpredictable, but our responses don't. So ensuring that we're all on the same page is important. So it also allows us to protect students and staff, maintain calm, order, support our first responders or whoever's responding to the incident, and of course, return to learning as quickly as possible. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to go over is fire emergency. So the alarm, this isn't a real fire, not a drill. You activate the alarm, you pull the nearest fire alarm upon discovering smoke or a fire. Evacuate immediately. Use your designated routes posted in your classroom. They're all right next to the doors to the left side of your door. You should on your Raptor app, you'll have your rosters. So once you get outside and you are safe at your assembly point, you will take account for not only just your students, but yourself as well. Report any missing students and then await clearance, right? So we're not going to enter the building until fire department grants official clearance. So as an administrator, it's our job to activate the Raptor alert. And it's our job to notify 911, to notify district. And then, of course, as we're updated, notifying parents through Parent Square. Okay. So just a quick touch on fire prevention. So of course, we're going to conduct monthly fire drills. We inspect our alarms and extinguishers monthly as well. Our evacuation maps are posted to the left of everybody's door on the exit outside of a room. And of course, we're training you all now. So intruder on campus. This is a scary one, but unfortunately it does happen. So in the Raptor app, we will put the secure or lockdown procedures. We'll initiate that. I don't want you guys to initiate until immediate danger is confirmed. Lock your classroom doors or the doors to whatever room you're in to lock yourself in there. Move away from windows, right? We don't want them to be able to see you. You need to be out of the sight, their line of sight, and remain quiet. Silence all of your devices. And the official all clear for this one is received not only through Raptor, but do not open your doors until law enforcement or administration comes to open your door. It's important to do that because in a scenario where the intruder is threatening the principal or in control of whoever has the all clear on their phone, we need to make sure that the only way you're getting out is if your door is unlocked by someone who has keys. It's the safest way. It takes the longest, but our top priority for our students and staff is safety. So prevention, right? Let's prevent that. So secure exterior doors. There's only one way in and one way out. All of the other doors are simply for emergencies like fire drills. So we're going in door 7 before and after school. Follow our visitor check-in. So they must sign in at the front office and receive a badge before entering our building. Our front office ladies, they take their ID, they use their ID picture. If someone is on campus and does not have the visitor badge or an official HISD badge, question them. Okay, question them. If they, say that they're, I don't even know, the superintendent's first official assistant, it doesn't matter. Walk them down to the office, have them get their ID scanned and get them a badge. It is very important. And at the end of the day, that person may be offended or what have you. But the important thing is the safety of our students. So, actually, let me switch. So preparing for severe weather. Let's see. Oh, let me see here. Oops. Technical difficulties. Okay. Yes, walk those people down to the office, get them a badge. Our SRP drills, SRP stands for Standard Response Protocol. So SRP for each of these scenarios is different, but make sure that we are remembering and following the standard protocol for each emergency. Reporting suspicious behavior. If you see something, say something. Okay, report it immediately to one of the principals or one of our wonderful security officers. It's best to be safe than sorry. in these situations. And again, if if the person works for the district, they know that safety is our top concern, and they won't be offended, okay? So let's talk about severe weather. Here in Houston, we don't necessarily have tornadoes, but we sure do have hurricanes. So let's talk about what we're going to do in a situation like that. We're going to escort students immediately to the designated interior shelter locations. So this will actually be in the hallway. The students will sit on the floor facing the cinder block, and their heads will lean against the cinder block. We do this because it's away from the classroom windows. There's no glass in the hallways that could hurt them. Take attendance. This will be done again on your Raptor app. If and it should be working. In the event that it's not working, take it on paper to the best of your ability, or write it on a note in your phone. Take attendance. It's very important. And then remain sheltered. Stay in place until weather officials or administration confirms that it's safe. This is another one. We will also be in the hallways with you monitoring, especially if for whatever reason, our Wi-Fi is out or cell phone service is out. We will walk the halls and let you know when it's safe. So we'll be communicating this through a Raptor alert unless there's an issue. With cell phone service, we'll be communicating this verbally. Weather conditions are monitored through the National Weather Service. Parents are updated once everybody is confirmed safe and sheltered. And then all clear is issued through Raptor or verbally, depending on the situation. So we care per district policy and state law, we have to do a severe weather drill once a semester. So we will conduct these never during a test or testing period. And then identify our shelter locations. The shelter map is actually beneath the fire drill map. So all you have to do is lift that up and it tells you where you're supposed to go. I would say for 99% of you, you'll just be going out into the hallway. I know that our special ed unit has a different plan. Maintain your emergency supplies. So this, each of you have a first aid kit in your desk that is not to be used for paper cuts or something that you can send the nurse to during a non-emergency event. This is specifically for emergencies. And then monitor the weather forecast. That will be on the administration in the district to handle, okay? The hardest one to talk about, the active shooter. So the first thing that will happen is we will initiate the lockdown via Raptor. The full lockdown protocol is for you guys to shelter in place, lock the doors, turn off the lights, out of sight, silent. 911 will be contacted. The 911 will be called by one of the administrators, right? It is your responsibility as a teacher to ensure the safety of your students. That is your number one priority, okay? So making sure that your kids are safe and where they're supposed to be is your job. Our job as administrators is to contact 911, okay? Lock your doors, turn your lights off, barricade any entry points with available furniture if possible, right? So if you can hear the shooter isn't far, you need to start moving furniture, desks, bookshelves, anything that would keep them from getting to you. And move out of sight, of course. Place students away from doors and windows. Keep everyone low to the ground and silent. This is another one. Your door will be unlocked by an administrator or a law enforcement officer, okay? If you hear all clear over the intercom, it is not all clear, okay? You stay there, you stay quiet. So what does the communication look like? So administration activates our Raptor alert immediately to initiate the campus-wide lockdown. At that point in time, law enforcement becomes the lead agency, so we must follow all officer instructions. This is communicated to the district, and again, do not open doors until law enforcement physically enters your room and opens it for you. Okay. So we talk about prevention and during, but we don't think about the after very often. So I just want to make you guys aware of what the steps look like and what resources we have to offer. So the first thing we do are we have our student reunification. HISD has procedures for this, especially after a traumatic event. So students are then released to only verified guardians. So they're the ones in our system at whatever the reunification site is. It changes based off of the event. And that will be communicated to you clearly if we do get this far. Counseling and mental health. We've got our mental health professionals will be deployed on campus. It won't just be our campus counselors, it'll be from the district. And then we will debrief as a staff. And what that, debrief looks like is what have we learned? What do we need to do differently next time? Anything of the sorts that helps us be safer in the future. And then, of course, review and review our procedures, improve everything, and update as needed. So loss of electricity. Given how dependent we are on Wi-Fi, this one's a pretty big one. So the protocol here, there's not a whole lot to do on the teacher's end unless there's an immediate safety issue. So assess building safety. That'll be done by administration. Utilize our emergency lighting. So we do have the flashlights in your desks. So you can use that. And then contact maintenance. Maintenance should already know by this point. And then, of course, determine our next steps. So we'll communicate this through Raptor Alert as well. If it comes down to the point where we need additional staff to resolve the situation, they will be pulled from district. And then, of course, if we need to make adjustments, parents will be informed of schedule changes. If we need to release the students, they'll be informed as well through Parent Square. And then we should maintain supervising of the students at all times until the situation is fully resolved. So we do have a couple safe or hopeful preventative measures for big days. So we do have generators for testing days. We can't use them every time the electricity goes off, but for specifically testing days, we do have those. And this is maintenance responsibility to have ready to go for us. Our emergency flashlights, we change the batteries out every year. So your guys' flashlights should be good to go. Keep our contact lists updated. So like our personal contact lists, our students' contact lists, as well as any utility providers that must be current in order to access. And then, of course, practicing. Practice makes perfect, although emergency situations can be stressful, so it'll probably never be perfect. Yeah. So let's talk about communication expectations throughout these emergency situations. Communication can really make or break how well and how safe students and staff are. So here are some things you should always do. Follow your Raptor Alert instructions. Never assume, right? So if it's not communicated to you on Raptor or from an administrator, do not assume and do not act. Communicate calmly. It's very important for us to keep a calm demeanor because if we start to rile ourselves up, we tend to make not so good decisions. Share only verified information. So again, information that's from an administrator, Raptor, or any emergency services. And protect student confidentiality. Do not share students' names, injuries, or status with unauthorized individuals. Right? We want to keep those things private because you never know what a student situation might be, and depending on the severity of the situation, we want to make sure that we're respecting our community. Direct media to district communications. Refer all press inquiries to the district immediately. You do not need to be speaking to the press. So do not post on social media, do not speculate, and do not share any unofficial information. So we all have roles, and it's important that we define them. So, as teachers, you are to supervise students at all times, follow emergency procedures, take and report attendance at every stage, and use calm, reassuring voices to keep students composed. As an administrator, we need to coordinate the campus wide emergency response plan, which this is part of, activate and manage all Raptor Alert communications. Be the liaison between the district leadership and emergency responders, and of course, make critical decisions regarding evacuation, lockdown, or dismissal. Any support staff, right? Our counselors, our officers, our front office administrators assist students who need additional support during an emergency, help secure the campus perimeter and monitor access points, support student reunification efforts, and then report any concerns to administration. So some key takeaways are, let's be ready so we don't have to get ready. Let's practice and make sure we're following the state requirements. Clear communication and only verified communication is spread because this reduces communication. We all have Raptor downloaded on our phone, and make sure we know exactly what our role in these situations is. Alrighty, that wraps it up. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks so much.